Hi, I'm Lynn Bridgeford from the Achilles Clinic and Achilles Yoga, and today we're going to look at stretching the Achilles tendon that joins the calf down to the heel. Get yourself comfortable. You may need a belt or a chair or something to stand on like a step or a book or a block, and work at your own pace. There will be something for every level of flexibility. Nothing we're going to do replaces medical care and attention, and these stretches are for where you have a tension in the Achilles, which most people do, rather than when you have an injury or a rupture. When we stretch the Achilles with a roller, we don't actually want to roll on the Achilles. We want to roll on the muscles. So the gastrocnemius is the big bulgy muscle that attaches behind the knees, and it becomes into the Achilles tendon attaching onto the heel, the calcaneum. Tendons attach muscles to bone. So this couple of inches above the heel bone is where you have the Achilles. Underneath that we have the soleus, a deeper muscle that comes down and also attaches with the Achilles. So where those two meet is this dent in the muscle. That's the bit we want to roll. So you can put a roller under there and gently give it a roll so we can ease out the muscles. We don't want to go too high or too low. If you want a bit more, you can lift up and slide on it a little bit. Just feel that easing out, so we ease the muscles to have more space for the tendons. And the other side, roll on the just below the bulge in the muscle, or sit up and give that a little roll out. If you like, you can also do both at the same time, or lifting up, and we're getting a little bit more of a strength exercise in other parts of the body as well. At the end of the video, I'll show you a little bit of self-help treatment you can give yourself on your Achilles. One of the most common stretches people know for the Achilles, sports people, is a standing one up against a wall. Feet apart, bring one foot forwards and the other foot back. So you're bending on the front leg. You can bring the hands against a wall, or you can just have them on the hips. Lift that back heel up, and then we're going to reach it away and bring it down, lengthening in the spine and stretching on the Achilles. If you want a little more from it, you can lean forwards. This is where you'd have your wall. And remember, breathe as though you're breathing into the Achilles. You can lift it up for a release and stretch it down again, reaching the leg away. We want that foot nice and straight forwards. On the other side, so feet apart, step back. Lift up the heel first of all, get a good alignment, bend the front leg and send that back heel away, lengthening through it. Breathe into the Achilles, straighten that leg, you should feel it down the calf and into the Achilles tendon. And you can use the wall if you want to go further, slide forwards a little into it. That stretch was actually for the gastrocnemius, which is the big bulgy muscle you see that goes down and attaches with the Achilles tendon. The tendon attaches muscle onto bone, and then that continues underneath with the plantar fascia. A deeper muscle called the soleus. It's a similar stretch. It also attaches down on the Achilles, and what we're going to do is bend the leg, front leg, straighten the back leg, bend the knee, and then bring the heel down. We want to keep a good alignment in the body. You want to rest, bring the heel up, and then send it down to the floor, feeling the deep stretch, deep in the calf, in the soleus. Bring the feet forwards, one leg back, lift the heel, bend the front leg, bend the back leg, find the position that's comfortable, and then bring the heel down. Again, you can do this up against a wall. Leaning forwards will give you a bit more. For a rest, lift the heel up and bring it down. Remember to breathe into that and notice each side may be different. We can do a similar stretch sitting. You need to get the right height of the chair, where you can use a chair or a ball. You might be not able to stand up for whatever reason, and tuck that toe under, bend the front leg, reach the back leg away and bring the heel down towards the mat. Lengthening in the back of the Achilles. Release off for a rest and stretch it away again. On the other side, make sure you're safe and balanced. Reach the leg away and reach the heel down. We'll also be getting a stretch into the psoas muscle, so that if that's too much, lean forwards and put all the stretch into the calf. Downward facing dog is also a good way to stretch the Achilles. So we start on all fours, butt above the knees, hands under the shoulders. Press the hands into the mat, lift the butt to the sky. First of all, get a nice straight spine. Then we're going to straighten the legs, shoulders down, nice long spine, and sink the heels down towards the mat. Now they may not go all the way, find where you can be. And then we can paddle the feet. So lift one up going onto the toes, bring the other down and change. Put some awareness into the Achilles as you do this. Paddle the feet, come up on both toes and sink the heels down. Lift the butt to the sky, lengthen through the tailbone, feel the stretch in the Achilles. Come down and recover in pose of a child. Sitting on a ball or a chair on the floor, if you can extend your legs, hold on to something if you need to. And straighten the leg as much as you can. And we're going to pump the feet, so we're going to do a point and a flex. So we want to do it mindfully. Stretching, pointing, flexing. So point and flex, we're getting the blood flow going into the foot. We don't get much blood flow in a tendon. We want flow around the whole area, so be mindful. And the other side, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, keeping this leg straight if you can, point and flex. You should feel some warmth coming into the area. If you're flexible enough to sit in Dandasana, the staff pose, you can do that sitting, and we can alternate one and then the other. Point one, flex the other, point and flex, mindfully feeling the stretch. Take a belt around the foot. Keep that foot in a good alignment, so it's as though it's up against a wall. Engage the quadricep, nice straight leg, and draw that toe back towards us, so we're stretching the Achilles. So there's no force, we want to listen. We've already warmed it up. Draw that back and then let it go. Draw it back, lift the chest, tuck the elbows in. Be mindful of what you feel in the Achilles and relax it. Other side. Draw the toes back towards you. Lift the chest. Remember, if you can't do both legs straight, you can be sitting and have one bend. And let it relax. Draw the toes back, stretching in the Achilles, keeping a good alignment. Knees and toes up to the ceiling, and relax. It's possible to do both together. We're engaging the kneecaps and thighs to straighten the legs and put maximum stretch, so the calf is stretched as it attaches under the knee and down by the Achilles onto the heel. Draw the toes back and relax. A little bit of a pumping action as well. Draw the toes back and relax. For a seated stretch, I'm going to use blocks. You can use a box or books, whatever works, that is a good height for you. Get the balls of the toes onto the block, sitting up nice and tall. And we're going to push the toes into the block and bring the heel up. One and then the other, so similar pumping, getting the ankles moving, and up and on the other one. Then we're going to go down, we're going to do an eccentric stretch, so we're going to stretch the heel down so it's going below the block or the book, and press it down, so pressing the heel down, stretching in the Achilles. Keep breathing and then change and do the other one, press down and relax. Now we can alternate. So we can bring one up, so we're activating, lifting up the heel, draw this heel down. And the other side, change over, one up, one down, feel the stretch in the Achilles. And this way you're strengthening, the other one you're stretching. You're getting an even pressure of the weight on your feet. Standing up, we can do the rises and the falls without the block first. So you can hold on to something if you need to. Rise up onto the balls of both feet and then bring the heels down. So hold something if you need to. Rise up on both. You'll need to use the core and bring it down. Then we can paddle the feet. So we're going to do one and then the other. So rise up, bring one heel down, and the other, the heel goes forwards. And change. It's a little bit like prancing. So feel that stretch and activation. So from the front, we rise up and we change one leg to the other. Put the focus in those Achilles. To do the eccentric stretch, ideal would be stand on the stairs and to hold both rails and let the heels come down. So we're doing an eccentric stretch. You can hold on to something if you need it. We can come up, relax, and then we can just go down with one heel, relaxing the other. Get a nice stretch through that Achilles and the other side. Somehow when you do one at a time, it allows you to get a little bit more stretch. As with any stretching, we never want to overdo it and we never want to force anything. We just want to gently encourage the body to release. So in stretching the Achilles, we're also stretching the calf muscles and we're working through the feet as well. If you happen to have a wedge, you can stand on the wedge and get a little stretch down the heels as well. And you could do one and then the other, or gently slide forwards a little and feel that stretch through the Achilles. If you don't have a wedge, don't worry about it. There are many ways of stretching. I promised you a little bit of self-help for your Achilles. This is not for a ruptured Achilles. This is where it's a bit tight and where you have a little bit of inflammation or infection, but you just want to work gently with it. So take the finger and the thumb and just feel above the calcaneum, above the heel bone. You'll feel if you lift your foot up and down, you can grab hold of that, pinch it a little bit and slide by gently moving the foot up and down. You can move up a little bit more. Feel what's happening in the tendon. We don't want to squeeze too hard, just enough to have that tendon, part of it sliding a little bit against your fingers. The other thing we can do is take deep friction. So we're going to give that a rub up and down. So you can get hold of it, rub up and down, rub a little side to side. We don't want to make it hurt. We just want to give it a little bit of a wake up to help it release tensions and old scar tissues. You can use lubrication if you want. You can also give a little gentle massage up and down. On the other side, get hold of the Achilles, lift the foot up and down, get that action moving. So we're doing a little gentle stretch on the Achilles while we're holding it. Move up and down a little. You'll feel the bit where you don't feel you've got a grip on it anymore, where you've gone beyond about 2 inches, you'll be on muscle. More muscle than tendon. So give that a little pump, make sure it's comfortable, and you can give a little wiggle side to side and a little massage up and down. You can use a little lotion if you like. I like to use a homeopathic ointment that's rust tox. That is very good for nourishing ligaments, and it really helps to just feed them and nourish them while you're doing this gentle friction. Don't be too hard with it, we just want to wake the body up. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, engage with me. If you have any comments or any questions, please write below and I will be happy to interact with you. Thank you so much. That's Lynn Bridgeford, Aether Bios. Thank you for joining me. I'm passionate about sharing my yoga journey and all the wonderful things that yoga has to offer for our life and our benefit. And I really look forward to sharing more with you and hope you join me more on my journey. Please like, subscribe, chat to me, ask me any questions, and connect with me on my other channels. There's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's LinkedIn, my Facebook page, my website. So thank you so much. That's Lynn Bridgeford, Aether Bios Yoga.